Get ready, standing here. Cue. Hi everybody, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Welcome to the clinic. It's Tuesday night and we've got some excitement for tonight. But first, want to introduce Brantley. Brantley, you know the pool world. You can say hi.
Pool. Hey, APA world.
Okay, an APA world. So Brantley is one of my regular training students. He's here for a 3-hour session. He's been here since 5 o'clock, actually a little earlier, and we've been working through. And this is not his first time with me, so we do this every few months because that's the schedule that he's on. And first we want to say thank you also to our sponsors, Pool and Billiard Magazine, to Diamond Billiard Products. Dr. Harrison, thank you for my beautiful glasses. They are so perfect. And so Brantley, tell the players just a little bit about what you've been learning and what difference has it been making for you?
Well, I mean everything, because when you think you're a good pool player and you think you know everything, but then when you get to meet someone like you start learning fundamentals that you didn't. I've learned something I didn't even know. I mean, it's just been amazing, what I've learned and what I picked up. I go home and practice it, and I find out it really works. So, that's the key, is it working. And I think, anybody that needs any help or want to get any better definitely needs to come see you, because you've been a inspiration. This is only the second time here. So
wow, what is your rating with the APA as a 9-ball player?
I'm actually just moved back to a 9.
So you realize that a 9, for those of you who don't understand the APA pool rating for 9-ball players, if you're rated a 9, that's the highest level you could be rated. So Brantley is not just banging balls trying to learn how to play pool. He's actually really a very skilled, advanced level player who thinks well, shoots well, and what he just said to you, this is so important because
right. It is. I mean, you never think, you always think, hey, I know everything, but believe me, you don't know everything, not about pool.
Okay.
I've been playing a long time and he's taught me a lot just in 2 sessions.
Okay, hey, tonight, thank you, and thank you really for your kindness, but especially, again, you hear it from another player, that makes such a big difference. Okay, let's talk about tonight what we're going to learn now. What Brantley and I were just discussing just minutes before the show was going to start. I actually, as a result of this, I thought, you know what, this is so important. I changed the actual topic of what we were going to cover tonight, and we will push that off for another next show. But we're going to talk specifically about how do you know when to apply English or not? When do we do this or not? And I'm going to put some shots up. We're going to do this on the table. I'll have you do some shooting. And don't get nervous. There's only about, hey, last week we went over 25,000 players. We reached for the week, which was pretty fantastic. Wow. So you don't need to be nervous.
Right.
Nobody's watching you, okay?
Okay.
See, there's about 45 million pool players in the world. So you see how small 25,000 just got?
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal.
It still is, though.
Okay, so here's what Brantley and I were talking about, and we're going to look at some really critical fundamentals that advanced players must know. You just don't want to put left or right spin on the cue ball simply because, oh, I always do, or that's what people told me to do.
Right.
Okay, so what we were looking at here is how do I get from this 5-ball, and actually let's make this a little more exciting. How do I get from this 5-ball to the 8-ball?
Right.
So key is know how to learn a shot. How to learn a shot. And really tonight I want to emphasize just a few important things. One, when do we use left or right spin? 90% of all pool shots, no left, no right spin. And if you've got one of these habits where you gotta spin it left or right because you just think you have to, you're always complicating the shot when you spin the cue ball because you're having to deal with deflection. And unless you have, the Optimus shaft in carbon fiber or the cap shaft in wood, saying hi, Hope, hello there, Kevin, how are you? Good, good, good. unless you have a shaft that has built-in deflection compensation already pre-calculated in the shaft, which is what I've created, you have a standard Revo, a Mez, a Q-Tech, anybody's shafts out there. You will still have to learn how to calculate the compensation of deflection. Let me put those big words into simple words. You have to learn exactly how far you have to miss it in order to make it, and then you have to be accurate with that calculation every single time. Okay, so how do you learn a shot? Let's start with this. So I want you to shoot a 5-ball. What we're going to do to make this steady, I have some chalk up here somewhere. There it is. Okay, I'm going to put my stick down for a minute. We're going to set the 5-ball. You know what I want you to do? Let's set it up on this side of the table so you don't have to be stretching all crazy over the table. Let's put it over here. We're going to put a 5-ball here. We'll put a cue ball here. Listen, if you're not paying attention to what side of the table you shoot from, half the time you can easily be in trouble. But pay attention to what side of the pool table you leave your opponent, and let him struggle with overreaching and pushing the stick and not using the bridge and not having a proper cue extension and all of these other important things that you need to have. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to learn a shot. And the way we're going to learn this shot is very simple. We want to get this cue ball back to straight in position on the 8-ball. So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to shoot this with center ball. Okay. Just center ball. The first time you're ever trying to learn a new shot, just hit it with dead center and see what happens. Okay, let's just shoot this. Now, you don't realize this yet, but that was one full tip of bottom.
Was it?
That wasn't center. Was it?
No.
How do you know I'm right?
Because ball come back, yeah.
Well, let's look at, okay, I'm going to teach you how you learn a shot. Let's go back and set this up. Now, let's pay attention to what happened. Get some line sticks. If he hit this shot with center, the first thing we know is going to happen is from the pocket, from here, he's got a perfect 90 degree, okay? So he's coming in here, perfect 90 degrees. But from the actual contact point to the ball, here is the contact point to the ball. Look at where he's at. You see this angle? You see this back? So if he is going to use the stun, the 90-degree carom, the first thing you're going to want to do is take your cue and consider this shot to this shot. And if you did hit that with center ball, you could only expect the cue ball to come out like that. Right. So you made the cue ball come out like that. You caused this reaction. If you caused that reaction, could you have possibly did that with center ball?
No.
No.
Right.
Now, ultimately, if you would have hit it with center, your cue ball should have landed somewhere around here, and you would have said, I need to get back further. Go 1 tip bottom. Then go to 2 tips of bottom. Then go to 3 tips of bottom. Now, you probably just instinctively hit that because you know you need to get down there to make shape, and without even thinking twice, you ultimately hit the ball correctly. Right. So, from this shot, let's do it again. And this time, would you intentionally please apply at least 1 tip of bottom and watch what happens? You're going in the right direction. All we needed was a little bit of speed. Right. See, if this ball's coming down and you've got enough speed on the ball, however, from this position, you could still cut in. Right. Okay, let's learn another shot. Let's learn another shot. You have to make the 5-ball from here, and let's take it from here and from here. Now you need to get back down to that 8-ball. First things first, just hit it with center ball. Pocket when we planned the 3S roll, the cue ball 3S roll, what does that stand for? The 3S?
Spin, speed, and stop.
So I need to know what spin. Remember, 9 out of 10 shots, always the center 7. Avoid left and right as much as possible. Only use left or right when you have to, because it complicates the shot. So spin is 1, 2, or 3 up, 1, 2, or 3, or 1 in the middle. Speed. Now you know the 10 speed zones on the table, and if you don't, you have to practice them. Easy, medium, light is not a speed. A 5-speed, a 2-speed, a 1-speed. Now, in this case, I'm going to suggest just hit it with center ball. Center ball is the way I want it, and I want you to hit this with a 5-speed. Show them a 5-speed. Come over here, show them what 5-speed does. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to the middle. 5-speed. Okay, that's going to be a pretty good 5-speed. So this is a 5-speed. So that almost looks as good as I hit it. Okay, so come on, give me a hand.
Good
Yo,
teacher,
for
good teacher,
Brantley.
good teacher.
You for Brantley. Okay, that's the speed I want you to shoot it at. Okay. When you're not sure of the speed, hit 5 or 6 of them. Make sure to say, okay, I'm going to try a 4-speed. I'm going to try a 4-speed. I'm going to try a 4-speed. And dial in that 4-speed. Then test the shot. Right. See if it comes up short. Does it come up long? Start with center ball. Find the speed you want to use. Right. And then just see what happens. Right. From there, you will adjust. Half a tip, 1 tip, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. You'll adjust how many tips up or how many tips down. Right. And from there, you will determine what to do. Right. Now, obviously, if there's other balls in the way, you may need to open or close the angles. That's where the spin is important. Right. In this case here, let's go ahead and shoot this 5 ball. Give me that 5-speed shot. Center ball, let's just see what happens. 5-speed, see what happens. See how dangerous that was? Why did it come this close? Because exactly what we did before. From the position of this ball, the position of the cue ball, look at the 90-degree angle you're already creating to deal with this shot. You're already asking for trouble if you're almost in danger of scratching, which is what almost just happened. So center is not safe. Right. Take the same shot and go up 1 tip. Okay? 5-speed, 1 tip above. So remember, aim. Okay, good. So let's go. I think that was it. Okay, so go with aim, apply English, and then pre-stroke. That's part of the drill instructor pre-shot routine. You know this. 1 tip up. Now pre-stroke, 5-speed. Okay, now look at what happened. Now we caught the proper angle, but I'm still a little dangerously close. But look at how nice this position. Now you hammered that about 6.
Yeah, I did. I hit it low.
That was not a 5-speed because that's why you went so far past. So once again, shoot a 5-speed. Redial in your speeds, okay? Just shoot the 5-speed one more time. Let's make sure that you're okay. That's going to be a pretty good 5-speed. Here's the zone, and you're in the zone. You've got to shoot the same shot. Now, this is what happens. This time, shoot the same shot, 2 tips above center. 2. Let's watch where the cue ball goes. The last time the cue ball managed to work itself down to here, I'll get another cue ball that'll show it. That's okay. 2 tips above. 2. Higher, a little higher. There you go. Okay. Why did that cue ball die so easily? I mean, he did hit that with a 5-speed because you didn't stay at 2 tips. We made an arm adjustment and we raised that tip up Now this is something I want to teach some of you players, and this was important because we were doing this earlier, so you can learn this. This is very important. I have caught so many of you players, when I tell you put 2 tips of English, watch me closely. I tell you put 2 tips of English on the cue ball, and you do this. Look at my backhand. 2 tips. Okay, that's 2. You do not apply English from the back of the hand like this. You roll, the front hand goes up or down because the backhand never changes. The backhand goes through, whether it's up or whether it's down, it goes through exactly the same. And one of the things that we were catching earlier was how players use their backhand and jack up and down. The problem is, look, I'm 2 tips up, but when I come through it, I'm back to center because your brain, by default, is going to stroke level. It's not going to stroke up. You get this, team? You got it, everybody? Now, let's go back and reshoot the shot and do it with, let's do it with applying English with the front hand. The backhand stays level. Come through it with 2 tips, a little higher, and straight through. Now look at what cue ball does. This is so important for you. This is so important for you to always understand. You have to see, look how perfect. That is dead straight in. Nice job.
Couldn't be no better.
Listen, it's so important for you to understand this. 9 out of 10 shots, all you need is the center 7 of the cue ball. That's it. Don't go left and don't go right unless you must open or close an angle.
Right.
Now, we were trying to get on that 8 ball, and you were stripes, and this was your cue ball, and all of a sudden, your opponent had a ball here, which is in the way. Then you're going to take it down to 1 tip because you're going to be here.
Right.
If this ball is here, you're going to go to 2 tips. You go, yeah, but I'm going to hit it.
Right.
So maybe I'd go to 3 tips, and this time, instead of coming around on that side of the ball, maybe I would come down, yeah, nice going, Einstein, and maybe I would come down on this side of the ball by using 3 tips. Hey, just for the fun of it, would you hit this with 3 tips for me? Let me put it on the spot. Same shot, 3 tips. Now that means you're totally up the ladder, all the way up. You're way up, 3 tips, top of the ball. Higher, higher. That's 3. 5 speed. See what just happened to everybody? See what's going on? See what's happening? Look at that! Look! Oh! Ah! Okay. Oh man, that's good. That's really good.
Yep.
You can learn the shot by taking the time, start with center ball, and just see what happens.
Right.
Then go 1 tip, 2, 3, and by the way, that same exact shot right there, I could actually shoot that with draw 1 or 2 or 3 below if I were just trying to get across to this side because I had another ball over here I was working with. Depending on what you're doing, stop thinking you got to go left or right of center. Never adjust your English with the backhand. That's nuts. Always work your shot speed, your stroke shot speed by testing what do you think it should be, go to the rails, dial it in, then test to see if that's exactly what works. If you will put this effort into that process, you will develop such a complete immersion of effort, and it's an immersion of effort. When you're in competition, you're going to remember that stuff you worked on, and that's how you're going to perform. And what a great job performing. Thank you so much. Straight in on this side, straight in on that side. This is what 2 tips of English gave us. That's what 3 tips of English gave us with the exact same shot. Wow, thank you so much for making the lesson easy tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, listen. That's the drill instructor way. Now, we talked about other things at other times, like the XT shaft.
Right.
If you have an XT shaft, this is designed to teach you how to see perfect center ball. You go, what is an XT shaft? XT stands for the Extreme Trainer. What is it? Just go to the drillinstructor.us, right there in the bottom of your screen. You see it? There it is over there. There it is, the drillinstructor.us. Get an XT shaft, and you will have perfect center, because 9 out of 10 pool players can't see the center of the cue ball at center. They don't even know it. Now, if you can't spring for an XT shaft, the next thing you must get, then just get a pro English trainer. And this is going to help guide you just right to dead center ball and what to do. Brantley has an XT shaft. Brantley has a pro English trainer. Listen, these are the tools. If you're going to be a carpenter, you need a hammer and a saw and a screwdriver and everything else. Right. If you don't have the tools to do the job, you can't be that. And if you're trying to become a really fun, good, decent pool player, making good games and good competition and winning, you need the tools trained to get there. Otherwise, hey, just make it a hobby and hang out with your friends and bang some balls around and win once in a while.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that how it goes?
Every now and then.
Any last thing you want to say to everybody, and give any encouragement or any hope? Step into the camera here a little bit.
I shot with his shaft that he's talking about, and believe me when I tell you, you think you can see center of the ball, but you can't. Because the first 3 I shot, I'll probably miss a foot. And then I'll focus back on the center of the ball, and ball went straight in the hole. So It's definitely a good shaft. There's no doubt. And I got one, so we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see.
The only way you could train aiming alignment and body mechanics is you've got to retrain the default in your brain. Your brain knows what it wants to do. It might go along with something else, but when you're not paying attention, it's going to go right back to what it wanted to do. Right. You've got to train the default in your brain of how you see center, how you stroke and aim, your actual mechanics. Your brain is in total control of all of that. All right, listen, that is it. Aim straight, shoot straight, split the pocket. That's the drill instructor way, which is usually always the right way. Listen, I love you guys. Brantley, thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you.
We love you, and we'll see you next Tuesday night, Lord willing, right back here Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. God bless y'all. Good night.
All right, so when we go, I'm going to take that shaft with me.